up, everybody? Well, I got another Steam Deck OLED and LCD gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're checking out Darksiders. Now it says not supported, so I want to see how not supported it is. Is it because it just won't run well? Is it because it doesn't run at all? Does it run subpar? I just kind of want to know. Although, this does seem like the kind of game that I don't think will play on every PC I have. We'll probably stop on the small form factor. Unless it's one of those games that's just like GTA 4 where it's like, holy shit, what does it take to run this motherfucker? Well, we'll find out. So, we'll start off on the weakest thing I have, which are the Steam Decks. Not a knock against them, it's just a factual statement. They can still usually play older games, easy to run indie games, but generally they fall flat on their face when it comes to any new AAA title or Unreal Engine 5 game, whether it's an indie game or not. But why don't we go stop blabbing, get that LCD hooked up to that capture computer, and let's go see what this game is willing to do.
So here's the settings we're gonna go with. There's not a whole lot to this one, just VSync, mouse sensitivity, and resolution. But one thing I did notice it pretty much right away is videos do not work on SteamOS, and that's probably why it says it's not supported. Now, if you don't care about that and you just want to kill some stuff, you don't care about the story, it still runs all right. Not the best in the world, but I've seen far worse. But anyway, let's hop into the game and you'll see what I mean.
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the council's enforcers, a fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen. Amid the turmoil, the first humans emerged. The council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance. Thus, a third kingdom was named, the Kingdom of Man. By order of the council, a truce was forged between heaven and hell. The Great Pact was bound by 7 seals to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready for the end war, a battle that would bring balance and determine the ultimate fate of the 3 kingdoms.
Now, on the Steam Deck OLED, same exact settings, same exact problem as before, just in case you guys skipped ahead. Videos do not work on SteamOS, so if you're okay with that, it gets alright-ish performance, but no videos. So, for me, that kind of kills a lot of the fun, but not everybody's me, so we'll still get some gameplay anyway. Let's hop into the game.
Since the dawn of time, the armies of heaven and hell have waged an endless war. Drawn to the conflict was the Charred Council, an entity bound by ancient laws to preserve order and balance. It held that any great power, unchecked, threatened the very fabric of the universe. In time, heaven and hell came to honor the council and its laws, for none were beyond the swift and terrible justice of the council's enforcers, a fearsome brotherhood known as the Four Horsemen. Amid the turmoil, the first humans emerged. The council foretold that these weak but cunning creatures would someday be integral to the balance. Thus, a third kingdom was named, the Kingdom of Man. By order of the council, a truce was forged between heaven and hell. The Great Pact was bound by 7 seals to be broken at the appointed time, when man's kingdom stood ready for the end war, a battle that would bring balance and determine the ultimate fate of the 3 kingdoms.
here. Yeah, this thing seems like the frame times are all over the place. I don't know if that's because I have these things still on. Oh, let's just see. Does it let you mess with that in-game? No, that doesn't seem to do a damn thing. Alright, let's just put it back to the way it was. I just figured we'd check real freaking quick, you know? I mean, it still doesn't feel bad or anything, but... Huh. Oh, I'd probably go over here, huh? Oh. I'm not going back that way. Do I just like jump down or will I die? Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Oh, I didn't die. Get off my nuts. Get over here. Oh, I guess your friend is already dead. Okay. Health or anything? Nope. Okay. Well, I guess let's go. Time to do. That's gonna have to be a once in a while kind of thing, I think. Or just don't aim, pick the son of a bitch up and just lob it real quick.
Yep. So, seems like most cutscenes do not work. So, that's probably right there the reason why it says it doesn't work. Not everybody cares. Ooh. Take that. And that. Hey, don't you do that. Only I'm allowed to lob things at you. Right back at you. He got me. Is there a dodge or something? Yeah.
The seven seals.
Abaddon!
Oh, I missed.
What have you done?
I answer the call.
That was horrible. But they didn't say to actually aim, and I refuse. Yep, and then more broken cutscenes.
The law. The law is clear.
The law.
When the seventh seal is broken.
Yeah. So if you're somebody who cares about the story and all that, well, you are SOL, my friend. Now, if you don't give a shit and you just want to go kill shit and don't care everything and you just want to feel a skip past everything, then you can probably play. As long as you can deal with what you see here, it doesn't seem to be crashy.
It will ensure your loyalty. I may play first for destruction.
I will really get under your skin.
Chaos Eater.
Arm yourself.
Alright, hold that, and then I can pick what I want, eh? Oh. That could be X. Alright.
And I think with that, we'll move on over to the X. Well, now let's get ourselves a little camera recording gameplay here. Alright, we'll just take this with us. Yeah, and it's just like the other one. It's either because the DirectX didn't install or the Adobe stuff didn't install, one of the two. Nice. I was hoping that would work. Oh, I thought he was doing that one thing again. That's right, because I hit him with the car I brought with me.
Impossible. What is this? Where are my brothers? This time.
Dodge that. Jumping didn't seem to work. Dodging didn't seem to work. Maybe it's just on dodge when you're supposed to take that hit. I don't know. I think I would have missed him if he hadn't started to come down for an attack. Yeah, all this seems familiar. I'm pretty sure I've played this either on the G15 Advantage a long time ago, maybe the original Steam Deck LCD, and maybe the original Ally, stuff like that. Although I think I did 2 on those. Not sure. But we're going to do this on not everything, but on all the weaker stuff. Sucks the videos don't work, but I guess that's probably the main reason why it says it's not compatible. So again, if you're somebody who just wants to run around and kill the shit out of stuff and not give 2 shits about the story, seems like it still runs well enough for that. But, if you want to follow along a story, like almost most people want to do, I don't think this would be a great experience. Alright, currency, health, and wrath. Alright. Try to remember that. Probably will forget.
Seek the demon Fulgrim. Few can afford his.
Yeah, not exactly a fun gaming experience right there. Oh, I thought something came down. Alright, well, I guess up we go.
Looks like our trajectory was a little off. Not so fast, horseman. Let's lay down a few ground rules. Until this is over, you're a dog on a leash. I say bark, you bark. And if I have to kick you, you'd better. Here comes the welcome party.
Ah. Oops, I didn't mean to pick that up.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
There we go. Gotta be careful. Whoa, what the hell are you? Oh, you explode, don't you? Yep. Oh, definitely gonna have. Go. Okay. Ha! Are we supposed to be going up or down, I wonder? No, maybe up. Oopsie. I think that's probably where I was supposed to go, maybe? No, I thought this is where I came in from. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's cool. Man, they're fucking me up good. But alright, I think that's probably more than good. Why don't we go wrap the video on up?
Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Darksiders on the Steam Deck OLED and LCD, and now I see why it says it's not supported. Mainly probably because of the videos not working. And that's pretty important to a game. You gotta know what the hell's going on. So, I mean, if you're somebody who doesn't give a shit about the story though, and you just, skip everything and click, through all dialogue, you could still play. It doesn't seem like it crashes or anything. It might later, once you get further than where I got, but it's also not the great performance either. Lots of frame drops, the frame times are all over. You'd expect it to do a little bit better, but again, not even supported. So the fact that it even works at all after it failed to install some DirectX stuff and some Adobe stuff. So I was like, okay, with those two things combined, it probably won't even launch, but it did. The result is no cutscenes, I guess. Other than that though, if you can deal with the frame drops and the weird frame times and it feeling a little clunky because of that, you can still play. But I wouldn't have much fun playing like that, but I'm not everybody. Some people just want to go in and kill some shit and not give a fuck about the story. That's not me, but hey, like I always say, I'm not everybody. So still glad I got a little gameplay, but I think that's about that for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.